tree of knowledge, the Anunnaki wisdom, and of the tree of life, the Anunnaki Star Fire, were two trees that were forbidden in Eden. Enki-Samael knew that humans who partook of the tree of knowledge, the Anunnaki wisdom, and of the tree of life, the Anunnaki Star Fire, eternal life, could themselves become almost like gods. Even Enlil, Jehovah had recognized this, saying, "Behold, the man is become as one of us." So Enki, like Prometheus, was willing a godlike life for humans while Enlil did not. The tree of life, the Kiskanu tree, is generally regarded as being a source of personal immortality, but more specifically to the immortality of kingship. In fact, the tree of life, sometimes called the plant of life or plant of birth, was directly associated with the office of kingship, its twigs being the shepherd's staff of dynastic investiture. Adam and Eve, the Adamite, earthlings were clinically created by Enki and Nin-khursag through Enki's fertilization of human ova at the House of Shimti, as detailed in the Sumerian records. Cain was the son of Eve by Enki-Samael, and his inherent Anunnaki blood was highly potent. Cain's wife was Luluwa, Lilith, the daughter of Lilith of the Netherworld, heiress to the matriarchal Malki, the kingship of the kingdom. She was of pure-bred Anunnaki stock and their sons were Attin and Hendkh. As a result, their Anunnaki blood was further heightened. Ashan succeeded his father as the king in Kish, circa 3500 BC. He is detailed in the Sumerian annals as King Etana, the shepherd who ascended to heaven and partook of the plant of birth in order to father his own son and heir King Bali. The other son, Hendkh, is better known to us from the Bible as Enoch. The plant of birth was synonymous with the tree of life, which was directly associated with longevity and the office of kingship. It was also related to star fire and pineal gland activity. Thus, partaking of the plant of birth was the equivalent of taking the extract of star fire, but this was not obtained from the womb or a high priestess as in later times. This was the potent star fire of heaven, the pure Anunnaki female essence, the nectar of supreme excellence called the Graal, later the Graal or Grail. In this regard, the goddess was held to be the cup-bearer, the transmitter of the power of the Anunnaki. She was also called the Rose of Sharon, from Shah, meaning orbit, and from On relating to the light, or in Egypt, to the Heliopolis temple city of Anu and Ra, called the House of the Sun, hence, Shah Ra On. The flower, was identified as a lily, and these two descriptions come together in the Bible's highly esoteric Song of Solomon, wherein the Messianic bride states, "I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys," 2:1. Only in very recent times have medical scientists identified the hormonal secretion of the pineal gland. It was isolated in 1968 and became known as melatonin, which means night worker, from the Greek melos equals black, and tosos equals labor, because people with a high melatonin output react strongly to sunlight, which affects their mental capability. They are night operatives, and melatonin is called the hormone of darkness, being produced only at night or in the dark. Blind people produce above average melatonin, which heightens their senses other than sight. Exposure to an excess of natural light makes the pineal gland smaller and lessens spiritual awareness, whereas darkness and high pineal activity enhance the keen intuitive knowledge of the subtle mind, while reducing the stress factor. Melatonin is manufactured by the pineal gland through an activated chemical messenger called serotonin. Melatonin also enhances and boosts the body's immune system, and those with high pineal secretion are less likely to develop cancerous diseases. High melatonin production heightens energy, stamina and physical tolerance levels, and it is directly related to sleep patterns, keeping the body temporally regulated with properties that operate through the cardiovascular system. It is the body's most potent and effective antioxidant, and it has positive mental and physical anti-aging properties. The philosophical cipher of the Table of Destiny was known as Ha-Kabbalah, the QBL tradition of light and knowledge, and it was said that he who possessed Kabbalah also possessed Ram, the highest expression of cosmic knowingness. Enlil's brother Enki, in his role as the serpent, was called Samael, and in the literature of Ha-Kabbalah brings us to where this Eden section began, for it states quite explicitly that Samael and Lilith are personally referred to as the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It was the contact with Samael and Lilith that revealed Adam and Eve all the knowledge.